Milky Way story. The galaxy trembled at the name of the Variks. They were not soldiers nor conquerors but predators. Living storms with claws sharper than star steel and jaws strong enough to split battle cruisers. For centuries every empire feared them. Planets were abandoned at the mere rumor of their presence. The Variks hunted for pleasure, not for need. They bowed to no one. At least that was the truth the galaxy believed until a human appeared. Kalen was no warrior. He was a linguist and explorer sent to study ruins on the dead world of Drexa. His mission was simple: catalogue the remains of an extinct civilization and report back. He expected dust, broken stone, and silence. What he found was a nightmare waiting in the shadows. Drexa was the last known hunting ground of Variks. Every scout who entered the planet before had vanished. No signals, no survivors. Yet Kalen landed without fear. He was stubborn that way. He told himself the creature must have left or died. He told himself stories of bravery to silence the quiet fear in his chest. But courage only lasts until the ground shakes beneath you. The first roar came at night. A sound so deep the air itself bent. His equipment shuddered. Rocks rolled down the ruins. Kalen froze. He knew that sound, though he had only ever heard it in recordings. A Variks was near. The stars above hid behind clouds of ash as the beast emerged. Taller than the ruins. Eyes burning like suns. Its breath melted the sand into glass. Kalen should have run. He should have prayed. Yet something inside him refused to move. Instead he whispered words in an ancient tongue. Words he had only begun to translate. The creature halted. No being had ever described a Variks pausing mid-strike. No prey had ever lived long enough to tell that tale. Yet here it was. A mountain of death frozen in silence. Its head tilted. Its claws lowered. Then before Kalen could even breathe, the predator bent its massive form and pressed its forehead to the ground. The strongest predator in the galaxy had bowed. News spread like wildfire. Satellites caught fragments of the signal Kalen's equipment broadcast when the moment occurred. Fleets across the stars scrambled to Drexa. Governments demanded answers. Priests claimed prophecy. Scientists screamed for logic. Empires whispered about weapons. Why would the unbowed kneel before prey? Kalen himself did not know. At first he thought it was a trick, a way to lower his guard. But the creature stayed low. Its massive chest heaved as though waiting for something. Slowly Kalen spoke again in the forgotten language. The beast shuddered and gave a low rumble, not of anger but of recognition. He pieced it together from fragments of ruins. The civilization that had once lived on Drexa had not been destroyed by the Variks. They had lived beside them. The language he studied was not only for trade or record-keeping. It was a bond. A pact forged long before human history had even begun. The Variks were not mindless predators. They were guardians awakened by those who spoke their tongue. And somehow Kalen, a human from a distant world, had rediscovered that voice. But the galaxy did not see it that way. To the empires, Kalen was now the most dangerous man alive. Whoever controlled him controlled the Variks. Whoever held his loyalty could unleash the strongest predator against entire fleets. Armies gathered. Spies whispered. Assassins tracked his every move. Yet the predator remained with him. A shadow at his side. Entire warships dared not fire when its golden eyes burned through the void. And wherever Kalen walked, the ground trembled with reverence. Still Kalen feared the truth. For the bond was not perfect. The language was incomplete. Some words awoke calm, others awoke hunger. Sometimes he spoke and the beast obeyed. Other times he spoke and it growled with hunger so deep the stars themselves seemed small. The galaxy wanted control. Kalen wanted understanding. So he returned to the ruins. He studied every broken tablet, every whisper of script. And the predator followed. Loyal, patient, dangerous. At night it lay beside his camp like a mountain keeping watch. Sometimes Kalen spoke to it softly, not in the ancient tongue but in his own. He told it of earth, of oceans, of music, of pain. And though the beast could not answer, it listened. One night as the moons of Drexa burned red, Kalen asked aloud, "Why me, why bow to me when you could devour me? Why not end me as you ended countless others?" The beast lowered its head and rumbled deep like thunder rolling across a dying star. And for the first time Kalen thought he understood without words. It had not bowed to him. It had bowed to the voice within him. A voice older than his species. A voice carried in his blood or his soul. The Variks did not see a man. It saw the echo of the masters it had once served. The galaxy's strongest predator bowed not to Kalen the human but to what he represented. The return of an ancient bond. Now Kalen faces a choice. To remain silent and live hunted by empires. To wield the beast as a weapon and become a tyrant feared by all. or to uncover the full truth of the language and awaken not just one predator but an entire fleet. For if one bows, others may too. And the galaxy will not survive the return of guardians it once called monsters. The question burns across every world, across every starship, across every whispering council. Why did the strongest predator bow to a human? The answer is simple. Because the galaxy has forgotten its true rulers. And one man by chance or fate has spoken their voice once more. And the stars will never be the same.